Good morning, happy game day, and welcome to another episode of Jaguars Film Room. Today I want to talk about the mental side of Trevor Lawrence's game. There's been a lot of talk about the physical side. A, he's got an incredible arm and athleticism, but B, he sustained a knee injury in last week's game against the Colts. But how his brain works alongside that arm of his is a big part of his game, and he showed it last week on a 29-yard touchdown against the Colts. We're going to start this film review with the first play of the game, or the first play of the Jaguars offense against the Colts in week 6. And Twitter user BCB Couch has pointed out that the Jags have only scored a handful of times on their opening drive in the Doug Peterson era. And I think a large part of that is because the Jaguars are almost trying to figure out what the defense is doing more so than they're trying to score earlier in the game, because then the Jaguars coaching staff can make adjustments based on what the opposing defense is showing early on. But this past week against the Colts, we saw Trevor Lawrence make some adjustments himself. So here's the first play of the game. Christian Kirk comes in slot across the formation, and there's a little play action fake to get Trevor Lawrence out on a bootleg where he's attacking the Colts cover 3 defense. So after the play action fake, Lawrence rolls out, and all of this stuff is just kind of muck. And we're just focusing on the 2 route concepts at the top of the screen against the Colts base cover 3 defense. So Lawrence is going to have this hitch from Calvin Ridley at the top of the screen, about 5 yards downfield, and then Christian Kirk is going to run a corner route behind it. So Lawrence here is reading this cornerback and figuring out, is he covering Kirk, so I should throw to Ridley, or is he covering Ridley, so I should throw to Kirk? And the cornerback does a nice job of getting enough depth to kind of like not scare away a pass attempt from Kirk, but to make Lawrence focus more on Ridley. And they start the game off with an easy 5-yard completion. But this, from Jaguars YouTube media, is what Lawrence said to Kirk after that play.
Oh, let's go. You see, I pumped the pitch. You're like wide open. This first play, we don't need it, but later on, we're going to hit that.
So later on the game, later in the first half, Jacksonville was driving down the field, and at the 29-yard line, they went into empty formation and hit this play. So even though it was an empty formation rather than kind of a jumbo set and using play action, it's still kind of the same idea of what they're attacking, where it's a hitch, and instead of a corner, it's a fade. So it's another hitch by the perimeter receiver. In this case, it's Evan Engram, and then a vertical route behind it to test this specific cover 3 cornerback. So Lawrence knew that this cornerback, even though this is actually a different corner from the first play that we showed, just Indianapolis's corners in general would bite a little bit too hard on the hitch, and then the vertical route behind it would be wide open. And this is Lawrence's reaction afterwards.
Trevor drops, looks, fires, deep downfield, got a man, that's Christian Kirk along the left sideline. Touchdown, Jacksonville!
I told you. Let's go. I knew it. So I saw it. Yep. That's all you got to do. It feels so good when their play scores. I told them, like, just run. Hobby, and I'll pump it, and they're gonna, even in their zombie, they're gonna jump it. It's beautiful.
And here's a little more context from Christian Kirk after the game.
Was the touchdown, did you guys see something there? Because as soon as Trevor hit you, he started pointing to the sideline.
Yeah, I'll give Trev his flowers on this one, and I know he's proud of it too. Earlier in the week, we saw something that they were doing week 1 previously, and so he brought me into the room. He's like, hey, we call this just be ready. You know, I'm going to pump we call it a hang route, and then I'm going to be able to find a window. So we got the exact same look, and he pumped the hang route and was able to kind of put it on me right in the area of the defense in the void, and was able to take advantage of that opportunity. So he did a great job being able to see that, identifying that, telling the coaches that that's what he wanted to do, and able to get in the end zone.
Best sport in the world.